Hi everyone out there. Today we'll set up our virtualbox for the installation of Linux distribution which is linuxmint. So let's begin. Open your virtualbox. Click on new. And now we're gonna name the virtual machine. Machine folder. It is the location where virtual machines will be stored on computer. The default folder location is shown here, which is in C drive. Click on next and move ahead. Now we'll allocate memory for the virtual machine. If your system has 8 GB of RAM, then you can assign it 4 GB. And if your system has 4 GB of RAM, then allocate it with 2 GB. And the amount of memory assigned here will be taken away from our host machine and presented to the guest OS. One of the common confusion is regarding the RAM consumption. For instance, your Windows system has 8 GB of RAM and you assign 4 GB of RAM to the particular virtual machine. If virtual machine is in running state, only at that moment your host system will have 4 GB of RAM available for the consumption, else entire 8 GB will be available for host system. Did you get that? Click on next. Now to create isolated environment, select virtual hard disk. This helps to create new disk image file in the new virtual machines folder. Click on create. We must specify virtual hard disks for virtual machines. So here for VDI, it's extension of virtual disk image, VSD supported by Microsoft, VMD used by VMware Workstation software. So we'll go with virtual disk image format. It is used when we create a new machine with a new disk. So keep it as is default and click on next. Oracle Virtual Machine VirtualBox support the following types of image file: dynamically allocated file and fixed size file. Dynamically allocated file only grows in size when the guest actually stores data on its virtual hard disk. This file is small initially. As the drive is filled with data, the file grows to specified size, and fixed size file is immediately occupied the file specified, even if only a fraction of the virtual hard disk space is actually in use. So for now we'll go with the dynamically allocated. Keep it as it is and click on next. Let's assign size of the hard disk. This size determines the limit on the amount of the file data that a virtual machine will be able to store on the hard disk. So you can assign it 20 GB. So now let's click create to create new virtual machine. The virtual machine is displayed in the list on the left side of the VirtualBox manager window with the name that we enter initially, linuxmint. Now ISO file will be required, so you can get it from the linuxmint.com. Click on download and you can see here 3 different editions are available here. The most popular one is cinnamon. Just click on it. And now we need to click on mirror file, which is nearer to your location. Here it is. So from here you can get it. I had already downloaded it, so I'll cancel. Alright, so far we have our linuxmint virtual machine, but it's not quite set up yet. Now we need to change some settings. Click on the setting. Make sure linuxmint machine is highlighted and head over towards the setting to manage some settings and to provide the path of the ISO file. ISO file is a disk image of an optical disk. Click on setting button, which is beside new. Select system setting and head over towards the processor and choose how many threads would you like to allocate. For now, assign 2 threads. Once you have configured it, click on OK. Oh, you can click on it. Go to the display section, specify the video memory, how much you want, and check enable 3D illustration and move towards the storage and click on the empty, which is beneath controller ID, and head over towards the attribute section and click on disk-like icon to set the path of the ISO file. Now we need to browse the linuxmint ISO file, which we had downloaded earlier. Once you select your ISO, click on OK. Now click on Start button. Now the ISO will start running as if you are booting from Linux. As you can see, start linuxmint. Press enter to start the installation procedure. Now click on the installation linuxmint as a file. Choose the language you want for your virtual machine. Continue. Choose the keyboard layout. Continue. Check the box to download third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi, hardware, flash, MP3 and other media. During the installation, continue. Choose the erase disk and install linuxmint. This step may seem scary because you may think that it will harm your real system. Memorize, we had created 20 GB of virtual disk. Now we are inside that disk. It doesn't impact our real system disk and its data. So it is safe to erase your disk only at the virtual machine level. Click on install now. Continue. Choose your time zone. Continue. Create your user account. Set password. Check and require my password to log in and click continue. It might take 5-6 minutes for the process to complete. Click restart now. And press enter. Enter your password. So this is it. Now you can operate on Linux Mint. Thanks for watching.